everybody. I'm Patricia Stark, and this is Craving Confidence, the series that helps you find your inner strength from the boardroom to the bedroom and everywhere in between. Congratulations, you're a new mom. Congratulations to dad, too. Well, now what? Baby's home, and they forgot to give you the manual. Whoops, there isn't one. The new baby is a 24-hour-a-day job, and it's on-the-job training. Here to tell us how we can be competent in our new role is Pauline Nardella, a maternal child health nurse educator and founder of birthingwisdom.com. Pauline, when I first got my baby home, I really felt inept. I felt like I really stink at this.
You're not alone.
How do we find that confidence when we're so overwhelmed?
Well, the first 2 weeks are the hardest. Any change in a life cycle of male or female bring on many different stresses and brings up many different concerns. And the best advice I can give is make sure that you've planned out the postpartum period. So before you go in to have that baby, have meals made, have family members who are going to come by and help with just the laundry and the pets and the other children in the home and the impending doctor visits and the breastfeeding. And, if you are going to breastfeed, make sure that people understand what breastfeeding is. Like other statements that I've made, really, we hear a lot of false statements, whether it's around birth or parenting. And I think if you can educate yourself and understand what lies ahead, whether it's for baby care, breastfeeding, bottle feeding, vaccinations, then you become an empowered consumer. And with that, you become a really strong mom who trusts her intuition and trusts her instincts and her heart. Because really, most pediatricians and really good pediatricians will say, you tell us what you feel is going on with the baby. They know you know your children the best. So have that plan. Have everything there so that it's not scattered. It's going to be confusing to begin with. So the more things you can have organized and ready to be there for you, and the more base you can work from and feel strong in your decisions, the less likely you are to feel not self-confident in your decisions. I really think breastfeeding is a big one because most of the generation before us, our moms, our grandmas, didn't breastfeed. So there's a lot of false information out there.
Yeah. So have some support people around that can help with laundry, even just come over for a minute, hold the baby to give you a breather for a couple of minutes, because you feel like you're doing it just nonstop. But how do you deal with sleep deprivation? That was a big issue for me because everything is harder when you're not getting sleep and that baby isn't. So what advice would you give for that?
Well, babies are on the opposite schedule from us. So when they're born up till about 3 months of age, they are awake, sleeping during the day and awake during the night. And most babies will wake up during the night up till about 3 months of age, and some up till a year or two of age. It's really individual. What I tell parents to do is sleep when the baby sleeps. And for breastfeeding moms and bottle feeding moms, that's really easy. They can etch out that little bit of time during the day where they can recapture some of that sleep. What usually happens is it's at that time that all the visitors come. So one of the key ideas that I try and push on my moms is to have a visiting hour, just like the hospital does, so that from 2 to 4, you're welcome to come by, visit me, visit the baby. But at least then at 11 o'clock in the morning, when that baby's sleeping and you climb back into bed, no one's popping by. Or you jump in the shower, finally, that no one's knocking at the front door.
How do we not be so crazy about this SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome? I know I was checking my son every 5 minutes. Some of my friends were holding mirrors under the nose to make sure the breath was coming out. How do we have more confidence with not being so freaked out about that?
Well, the Back to Sleep Foundation has brought forth all of the recommendations for putting your babies on their back to sleep. And it's reduced SIDS approximately 50% in that first 6 months of life. I think that is amazing. That in itself is something that every parent should do.
All babies should be sleeping on their back.
All babies. Once they get strong enough to flip themselves over, already they've gone past that time that they can be on their back. So they're strong enough. It's really those babies that have weak necks that can get themselves caught as they're trying to change their head from one position to the other. Most of us, we're belly sleepers, and most babies will sleep better on their bellies. So there are a lot of parents out there that are torn and say, well, I want to put the baby on the belly because they sleep better. But, statistics show it does reduce it by 50%.
That's a big percentage.
Yeah. We also know smoking Anyone who smokes within the home, it actually increases the SIDS episodes for any baby within that residence.
And that goes for anybody in that home.
Anyone in the home smoking. Yes, absolutely.
Now, what about just the daily things like taking 5 seconds, 2 minutes to take a shower? Sometimes it feels like you only have 5 seconds, or walking to and from places, just doing daily activities as far as what do you recommend? Putting the baby in bouncers, those baby Bajorn carriers, like just for daily activities, what are some recommendations?
I think a wonderful product that's on the market are the slings and the baby carriers for the baby. There are all different types of carriers, and you have to find one that works for you. And you can't try it once and say, I don't like it, baby doesn't like it. Try it 2, 3, 4 times. Get the feel for it. Our babies are really doing another trimester outside of the womb, and they need to be close to mom and dad. And I can guarantee you'll get a lot more done wearing your baby than you would putting your baby in bouncy seats and swings and things like that.
And don't you think also, I felt like I didn't have a problem telling people I'm overwhelmed by this. This is a full-time job. A lot of people sugarcoat it and they don't want to admit that it's difficult for them. So you walk around thinking, I really stink because it's so easy for these other people. Would you say that it's really not as easy as everybody makes it sound? They're just making it seem like that.
Everyone's having the same issues. Everyone. What I will say to you is, I think you have to air them, and I think you have to get all these concerns out in the open.
And not feel bad about it.
And if you go to a mommy support group, you'll find that once you say it, everyone's like, oh, I had the same thing, or oh, this happened to me. So it happens to all of us. And when I say it's a huge life change, we walk our life building our self-confidence in different ways. Whether you're a businesswoman, whether you're a nurse, a doctor, a teacher, you have strength in certain areas, and your life is very well run, let's say, and you bring a baby in that disrupts this whole cycle where you're up every 2 hours at night and baby's crying and you don't have that 1 minute of time for yourself, that you need to create that time. And it can be as you're bottle feeding or breastfeeding your baby, put your feet up and put on some nice music and lower your shoulders and take a deep breath and just take those moments and make them special.
Great advice. That was Pauline Nardella, founder of birthingwisdom.com. And although we might not feel like we're really good at parenting in the beginning, every day you do get better and better and better at it. I know that firsthand. We'll be back next time with more Craving Confidence.